Yi, the last emperor of China, may be the only emperor in the world to have left behind an autobiography. I was born into a royal family, but I was not the original heir to the throne. Wang Shu died young after the failure of the 100 Days Reform movement. Like many Chinese dynasties in their later years, City6 had come to monopolize power as the Empress Dowager, and again chose a child as heir to the throne. I was taken into the palace when I was 3 years old. I can't remember just how I became emperor, as my father, the Prince Regent, administered all the affairs of state. Later, when the 1911 revolution broke out, I abdicated. I was only an emperor inside the court, surrounded by consort dowagers and tiresome eunuchs. How lonely I was. I made just one trip to the summer palace. 2 fellow students were sent when I began to study. I had an English tutor named Johnson. Although my ancestor, Emperor Kangxi, had learned the Latin tongue, I think I was the only emperor who had an English tutor. Under his influence, I hankered for the Western world, and its novelties became a part of my life. Others never forgot that I was still an emperor. Consort dowagers urged me to marry. Thus, after a grand wedding ceremony, I had an empress and a consort. Although the marriage was forced upon me, the ceremony was the most wonderful thing that happened to me since I became emperor. 7 years after my abdication, several former officials guided me to restore the imperial throne. As for myself, to be the true emperor of the great Qing had always been my dream. I talked over and over with differing officials about whether or not I should restore my imperial status. I was driven out of the Forbidden City by the nationalist government soldiers in 1924. I then started a new puppet life of quite another kind. Under the control of the Japanese army, I became an emperor of the puppet state, Manchukuo. I was finally arrested for committing treason. I became an ordinary citizen after my release from prison. Some people still regard me as a legendary figure. In fact, what I left in my lifetime is only this, a copy of my memoirs about life as an emperor.